Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to yet again another fantastic indie creator interview. It's your Cape Crusader Cody, and we are keeping it geekly with our returning guest, Anthony Stokes. We're here to break down Decay issue 1, 2, and 3, and everything in between. Welcome to the stream, Stokes. How have you been, man?
Better.
Coming hot off some fresh Twitter discourse, and we're cooling off in the Keeping It Geekly lounge.
It's not just that. It's that like over the course like a week and a half, like I lose my debit card in Baltimore, which wasn't a huge deal.
Well, that sucks though, because you gotta change all your banking stuff, right? All your bills and stuff. Yeah.
That's a minor inconvenience. Retrospective, like that's the and then Twitter shit. I basically get ratioed, essentially. Lose like 5 backers over the course of like a week. It's insane. And then my Facebook and it's like I was half awake and I was kind of skeptical, but I clicked on something in Facebook and it told me to sign in, but while I was on the app, and then somebody hacked and stole my shit. So I think my Facebook got deleted, and then my Instagram that got connected to my Facebook also got deleted. I had like over 1,000 followers. So it's been a rough week. Let's say.
Hey,
that.
but you're up, you're at them. You know, you're not letting it get you down, and much respect for that, right? It's like we're sad as shit.
I'm in a very dour mood. It's like one of these things I could deal with, but Jesus, like when it rains, it pours. Holy shit.
Yeah. So give us a little bit about who you are and how you got into creating comics. I know previously we had you on the show, so if you kind of want to condense some of that, feel free.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I'm a returning guest. Essentially, I was a screenwriter. During the pandemic, it occurred to me that it would be cheaper to start making comic books. So I just pivoted into doing this, and I've been in love with the medium ever since.
And man, like you have for anyone who's new watching, you've just been like straight like killing it on Twitter. I know you talked about getting ratio, but on the positive end of things, you've done like remarkable threads, like advice, with some of the titans in the Kickstarter scene, great advice threads. You host spaces like every other day, it feels like, talking about different discourses within the community and ways people can work with marketing and such. So I mean, man, like I think it's important to put that out there too. Like you do a lot of good work, and just some people just take what they want to and run with it, right?
Depends who you ask, but no, I mean like you're right. It's a lot of like making these threads that are opposed to just pose a thought, and then people are taking away all kinds of shit. People are taking away all kinds of shit away. You know what I'm saying? So it's fine. I'm in this weird place where I am crowdfunding, and I didn't really give a shit. Like if you told me over the course of 30 days I would like lose 5 backers, I'd be like, all right, cool, that's whatever, that happens, you know what I'm saying? But when you're crowdfunding, you refresh the link, the page, and when it stays the same, that's its own brand of hell, right? When you refresh that bitch and it has one less backer and less money, that is one of the rare times I've been humbled recently. That was that shit hurt to the point.
And then there's 5 times that, like,
5 times, and then but now when I look at it and it stays the same, I'm like, yes, you know what I'm saying? It's like a dub, you know what I mean? When the shit stays the same.
So 5 backers, I mean, give us like an idea of what that is like financially, I guess, in terms of like how bad that knocked you down in the goal.
Shit, yo, so I hit 4. I was like 4,070 on Wednesday, right? Let's say hypothetically. I dropped down to like 39.50 on Thursday. Get back up to like 4,000 something on Friday. Lose the backers again on Sunday or Monday. I've hit 4K 3 times.
You like just stop celebrating after a while. You're like, man, is it? Am I getting bad luck from celebrating this? Like,
I was scared to do updates because I'm like, yo, I feel like the updates are letting people know.
And they're like, they're waiting. They're like, all right, it's their time to strike.
It's like, well, yeah. And I was joking with like Richard and them. I was like, yo, what if what if I did like an update, like just hit 4K, but I did it 3 different times. I did it 3 different times. Yeah, so I mean, I'm down like I would think like 160, 150 again, which again, it's not that bad over a span of a campaign, but when it's happening in rapid succession during the dead period, whilst you're getting into Twitter arguments, it's a lot to handle. You know what I'm saying? It's been a lot of dumb shit.
On this channel we celebrated hitting 700 subscribers probably like 700-800 times in the last like 2 months. It keeps dropping. I keep losing subscribers and going up. I feel, but it's nothing to when you're losing funding for your comic. I mean, what did you do to like stay on top of that, to like not let it suck you in? Because when you're campaigning, you got to be on top of your A game, right? You can't like let that stuff bring you down.
No, it's brought me, you keep saying that, it's brought me down. I am significantly less happier now than I was before.
You haven't climbed up at any though? You haven't done anything to kind of like boost up your morale?
Bro, I've just told you I lost my Facebook and Instagram yesterday. Like I scheduled this and I have Blake's later as well. So I scheduled this last week, and I do look forward to doing these when I'm doing it. So I'm pretty much going to do that and then kind of just let the campaign in. Yeah. But I mean, the thing about Kickstarter and the thing that people don't understand is that it's an emotional thing. And this is why I think a lot of discourse around Kickstarter is like not super productive, because it takes a special kind of, and this sounds sarcastic, but it takes a special kind of person to be able to promote for 30 days straight. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I don't have that much interest in my comic to talk about it for 30 days straight. I don't. You know what I'm saying?
It's not to interrupt,
I love talking about the industry. I love talking about the space. I love talking about like comics as a whole. I can do that for 30 days. But like you can, there's a lot. I think there's 2 different ways of thinking. And actually on one of my threads, because I made a thread about marketing, and then I made a thread to just be like, yo, I just want to clarify my thoughts and make some stuff clear because some stuff was misconstrued. And I got personal attacks on the previous thread. And motherfuckers took their chance and started teeing off on me again. Well, there weren't any bad faith responses. It was more this, that. Yo, I had somebody insulting me. Like, what do you mean? You didn't see that? Nobody saw this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I clarify, and then somebody is like, oh, you talk more about marketing than you market. It's like, well, let's think about this. If I have a thread that gets 17,000 reach talking about marketing, I'm going to get some carryover into my campaign or what have you, whatever I'm promoting at the time, my pin suite or whatever. So there's a line of thinking that there's a specific way you should promote. You should be talking about your comics all the time, but I don't find it. I find like it turns into white noise after a while. Me personally, when I see a campaign, and we all see the threads where it's like the crowdfunding threads where you post and you do the whole, you do the premise or you do the elevator pitch, you post a link. It's like if those worked, there wouldn't be a single unfunded Kickstarter on the platform. Now, I'm not trying to be a dick, but that's just the truth. Nothing nothing works absolutely on Kickstarter. You know what I'm saying? So to tell somebody you're doing it the wrong way is really ass backwards for me. It's really weird because there's no way to just snap and make backers appear. It is a very specific thing. It's a very unique thing that you have to do when marketing your Kickstarter on like whatever social media, because if you post the link, it's going to get throttled way the fuck down. Somebody has to go to the page. They can't just buy it. They have to make an account. They have to pick the reward. It's like an extra couple steps away from just a store that also makes it more complicated, I feel like. So it's just like there's no one way. So for somebody to tell me like you don't even talk about your comic, that's not true, bro. But everybody, I don't even know what your comic's about. That's not true, bro. Like, or if you would want to know about it, the information is there. I made a whole Kickstarter with all the shit on it. So no, I mean, like I said, I think people push back on things they don't understand. I would just like for something like indie comics, which are supposed to be about creativity and freedom and innovation, would be more receptive to new ideas. That's kind of a disappointing thing to me. But
so I find it funny. Earlier you were saying you don't know if you have it in you to talk about your comic for 30 days. Like, this is your third Kickstarter, and like you have some of the most unique ways of marketing, the ways of getting out there, getting people like, hey, can you check this backing button? And I've seen it. I've seen people like do it. You like, I would say you're one of the frontiers of like, hey, have you read my comic? Here's a free PDF. I mean, dude, I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit in that area. You know,
no, they're not giving me enough credit. Let's be clear.
Well, I thought you, okay, my bad. I heard, I was gonna say, well, earlier you said you didn't know if you had it in you to do that.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Like, I've seen you put the work in, and man, like you're out there earning like every backer.
Let me be clear. I don't have it in me to market in the traditional sense of just being like every day posting about my comic book, posting about my Kickstarter in the traditional way. Here's the elevator pitch. Here's the link. You know, I don't have it. I don't have the energy for that, because what's going to happen is you're going to get like 20 or so likes on that post. You're going to see a bunch of retweets. You're going to maybe see a quote retweet, maybe see a comment, and your backers are not going to go up. Because a lot of those people are already know about your idea. They might have already backed. So that's what I mean. I don't have the energy for that kind of stuff. But just talking about comics, you know what I'm saying? Like sending my comic out to people. I got energy. You know, because that's fun. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I was gonna say that's like the more organic way. I personally, I get the hustle. I get people have to cold call, cold DM, whatever. I'm more likely to back if it like this, like, you know, we develop this friendship, like, you know, we talk about comics in general, and then like it's like, okay, well, maybe I need to check this dude out. We share a lot of similarities. Like,
to be clear, don't cold DM. That's weird. Don't fucking cold DM. That's weird too. But you're right. It's like it's zigging while other people are zagging. Then the people that are zagging are mad at you for zigging. It's a lot what's going on. I had a post. I'm just out chilling with my friends, man. I'm out chilling with my friends, having a couple of drinks. I tweet out, back my Kickstarter, right? Like, it's kind of meta, you know, it's kind of ironic. And somebody was like, do desperation tweets work? I'm sitting here and I was like, when I make a desperation tweet, I'll let you know how it goes. I
seen that, and I also think it's hilarious because I seen someone else in that same thread backed. Right? So someone made a comment. They're like, "Where's the link or something?" You gave it to them.
Well, and that's such a weird thing. Is that's a pretty insulting thing to say to somebody. But when I reply with I guess I don't know. Like, I feel like it's a similarly like rude or whatever response. I'm the asshole. You know what I'm saying? But when in reality, you're shitting on my method to back and shit like that, and then people like will say like, "Oh, why don't you talk more about your comic book and stuff like that?" I'm like, yo, if I give you an elevator pitch right now, you gonna sign back? You gonna back my shit? No, because you've heard it already. You know what I'm saying? Like, and also I made a post where I just screenshot I like to screenshot the actual Kickstarter total, and I got the CEO of Kickstarter to back my shit off that.
Wow.
Yeah. How many projects can say that? Like, so it's like, I'm not here to say my way is the best, but I am here to say that my way is valid, I guess.
It's working, yeah.
It's working. And that's, I mean, if this shit is working for you, then you do that. But I'm not coming to your tweets and being like, yeah, you tweet like a bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like, I'm just like chilling.
So you also got Project We Love too. Congratulations on that. You know, claps in chat for that. Dude, how does it feel to finally, you know, get that? Like, you know, finally nail it out?
I'm at this point now where it's like, I think as creators, as people, like ambitious people, whatever we don't have, I think we blame our lack of perceived success on it. I thought a project we love was holding me back, and I got it. It looks great. It feels really good, but it was not a fix all or what have you. Like, in my head, I thought it might have been just because I didn't have one. You know what I'm saying? It's like a shiny new toy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's good. Like, I'm just like, I just want people to know that, like, these little platitudes you're chasing, they may not hit when you get them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So what do you think you might have done differently compared to the other two campaigns that got you the Project We Loved this one?
I think a better cover image was it. And then I so here's something I'll say. So and we can segue into Decay. I can do K-Star talk all day.
Yeah.
So Decay issue 1 basically ends with a twist, and that twist informs the rest of the story. But I didn't want to tell this. I didn't want to tell what the story was, so I didn't want to ruin the twist. So basically, my elevator pitch was halfway complete. So what I did was issue 3 has another twist. So it's like, okay, I'm going to get better. I'm going to reveal the story and then save the next twist, and then just like have it more. I basically like gave away more information so people could. There were people that backed my Kickstarter and were like, I don't even know what the story is about. Like, damn, that's what's up. Okay.
Thanks for the money though. Like,
yeah, thanks for the cash. Yeah, you really fuck with me.
Yeah, so I mean, give us a little bit about Decay 1 and 2. I mean, we're here talking about the campaign for issue 3, but let's start building up the hype for it. So what happens in issue 1?
Issue 1, there's a brother and sister, Decay and Jess, and their parents passed away in Hurricane Katrina. And essentially, the brother gets killed wrong place, wrong time, and the sister brings him back with voodoo. And then he starts the rampage, and she's like, damn, that might not have been the move. So you got some grief in there, you know what I'm saying? You got some Frankenstein vibes, you got some horror, some revenge, Crow vibes, just a bunch of stuff that I really like.
And then issue 2 also gets really interesting as well. We kind of start seeing some of the effects of what happens.
Yeah, the revenge tour begins. Yeah, that's the first leg, and yeah, shit gets crazy. Shit gets crazy.
So what was some of the elements with voodoo that were important for you to capture that it wasn't really captured in mainstream society? I know our last talk we talked pretty heavily about misrepresentation and such. So like what would you say were some of the things that you made sure to hit that was done wrong?
So I just wanted voodoo to be just a backdrop for just a reason. It was set in New Orleans, so it made sense. The thing that I wanted to communicate was that this is not like black magic or like something dark. Like whenever you see voodoo, it's like it's really misrepresented. It's this really ugly, nefarious religion. But voodoo is an African religion. It's a combination of like, I believe, like Indies and Catholicism. And so it's an African religion. So if you're shitting on voodoo, you're shitting on the African religion, which I think is whack personally. But so I wanted it to be something that was like good. I want it to be something that was like when she has her shrine, it's bright. It's something that's welcoming.
Yeah.
My friend Ori, it's not voodoo, but she has a shrine. I don't know exactly what it is, but she has a shrine that has some of the iconography it's like Mexican, like it has some candles and some of the heads, and it's beautifully done. Like it's like these are supposed to be like meditative, tranquil things, and that's what I wanted to communicate. I also, when you get the physical copy, I wanted to remove the word voodoo because it's hard to do. I couldn't do as much research as I wanted to. It was hard to get a lot of information about it, so I just kind of was like, okay, I'm gonna keep the idea pretty vague, and then I'm gonna try to represent, like, make it look like something pleasant, just like any other religions represented in Western media.
I love how it's kind of like not at the forefront too. I had the opportunity to read issue 3, and the twist in it, holy crap, was not expecting that. You do such a good job of building up the tension, building up like to make you, the reader, feel one way towards a character, and then just like give them whiplash to feel like a different way. And man, I really appreciated that in this issue.
Hell yeah, appreciate it. No, absolutely. So that was, I read it, the start of it. I worked backwards from the ending. So the story, I feel like, is super organic, and I feel like one thing I'm really happy about Decay is I feel that it is fundamentally, from a writing perspective, like flawless from my perspective. Like the way that it's structured, like the way it introduces the characters, it establishes tension, it develops those characters. I'm trying to. I need to be able to articulate this well. Like, you know how it's like when you sear a steak and you put it in the oven. It's like, all right, you're showing the characters a certain way, and then on the back end you're developing them. So it's like searing a steak. I don't know. I gotta work on that. I gotta work on that one. But that's just the way I like cooking metaphors. That's just how I see it. It's like, okay, I'm gonna present the characters one way. All of them. All the characters are presented a certain way, and then you develop them later as you reveal more stuff.
No, absolutely. I think right now is a perfect segue. Let's go ahead, and we have Stokes with us. Let's go to Steakhouse and see how these steaks are cooking.
Yeah, oh man. Not my best metaphor. Okay.
I had to take it. A perfect segue. We were looking at Decay issue 1 through 3, a supernatural revenge thriller, a 24-page full-color comic book about love, despair, grief, and revenge. The story continues. Yep. Currently at $4,038 of a $3,500 goal, 140 backers, and 5 days to go. Congratulations. We talked about Project We Love, but I also noticed you have the Forward Fund too. Can you give us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it's a basically, I don't want to say charity, but it's like a foundation that for this particular foundation, they wanted to invest in BIPOC stories, so they gave me a backing.
No, that is awesome, dude. I love to see that there's foundations out there that are helping creators get their projects funded, you know?
Yeah, because without them, all right, let's scroll back up. Let's say they gave me like $500. So let's say my goal was $3,500. Without them, I would have gotten funded because I kept dropping backers. I would have gotten funded, unfunded, funded. So yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, that would have been crazy.
Oh man,
that would have been crazy.
And I think that's important to recognize, though. Like with Kickstarters, it's not all just a fun walk in the park. There is a lot of stress. There is a lot of teetering like that, and it just sounds like it can get heavy when you have to deal with it teetering back and forth like that.
I think that's irregular, bro. I really do. But I think it's a marathon, and I think that's what I would want to tell people. And the people that haven't run a Kickstarter and kind of tell me how I should operate, I really don't. I take less stock in it because you have kids. I wouldn't tell you how to raise your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't be like. It's way different, to be clear. But there's just certain things you don't know until you start the process. You know what I'm saying? And it's 30 days. I chose 28 days. Too fucking long. Way too fucking long.
You just wanted to be over, huh?
Dog, I wish I could end this shit early. Yeah, but here we are. But you have to be promoting. You have to do all this stuff. You have to you know what I'm saying? So it's a marathon, and that's what's so important. It's not about getting the money necessarily. That's what it's about, but it's also about how are you operating in this time as the Kickstarter creator, because this is going to consume you. This is something you're going to be thinking about every waking moment. And that doesn't sound fun. You know what I'm saying? It could be fun.
Yeah, it's like what Mike Tyson says. Everybody thinks they can fight until they get punched in the face, right? Like, you don't know what it's going to be like until you experience. You can read all about it. You can see all your friends talk about it. But until you have to go through and like you, for instance, you're running a Kickstarter. You're going through hell right now with a lot of multiple things. And you still have to hold it up, right? That's a lot. So this cover, I love this cover. This is the one I backed, and it goes perfectly with issue 2 too. I love kind of how it has a similar vibe with the faces and the silhouettes. Give us a little bit of what we're looking at here.
Absolutely. And I'm also so this is my artist DNS, and I'm working with him. He's one of my artists now. That's my guy. We're working on a separate project, which I think we'll get into later. So I gotta give DNS credit. This is more or less one of those things where the artist, obviously they draw they physically, but as far as the idea, he did a lot of heavy lifting. I said, yo, what about a crow? What if he's smoking? And he's like, okay, it's set in New Orleans. Okay, boom, boom, boom. And then you get this. And truthfully, in my opinion, this is the best cover. This is the best cover, in my opinion, that I have to offer, and one of the best covers on the platform, if you're asking me.
It's gorgeous. Was he the one who did the cover for issue 2?
Issue 2, yep. Does it
make you want to redo issue 1?
No.
Like do a cover, like a variant like, in this style for it?
That's a lot of fucking money.
It's a good idea on paper.
Oh yeah. Like if you're doing it for free, yeah, hell yeah, you can make whatever you want.
So right here we get a little bit of the look at the interiors, and of course we see the antagonist of the hour. So on the cover, smoking, running away, and
quote unquote antagonist.
Our man right here bleeding out. This I love just the tie-ins. Because when you read issue 1, you don't realize how much foreshadowing is actually there until you get to issue 3. And I love the seeds you planted.
Yes. And I real quick. So these pages like this, because you asked me how I got a project we love. These pages were not here the other time. I was trying so hard to be so careful with the story, and I think I just visually I'm just telling the story, and that was helpful. And then so I wrote Decay issue 1 through 5 relatively within like a month and a half. That's how I like to do things. Because it sucks when you think of a good moment of foreshadowing and then it's too late. So I really like to write everything out. It was also very important. Like I made sure a lot of these details had to be right in issue 1 for issue 3 later, and I'm really proud that we executed that really well.
And right here is in a picture from issue 2. Can you give us a little bit about this necklace? This necklace has pretty big importance within the series, it feels like.
Absolutely. So he's come back from the dead, so we need something that's going to keep him. We need a sense of tension for our main character, essentially. So the necklace is almost like it's like his power source. So if the necklace comes off, he goes back to a corpse. So that's the significance of that. It's also available on the Kickstarter.
And I also loved how you introduced it in issue 2. He was showering and he went to take it off, and then he instantly zonked out. And I just thought that was like a perfect way to like build the exposition without needing to do like endless amounts of dialogue.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing. No, issue 2, I just love how there's a vocal lead into every next scene. But that's like I said, I think fundamentally on a writing level, I think this series is really well executed.
So let's go ahead and check out some of these rewards as well. So right here is the standard cover for issue 3. You have our man of the hour smoking a cigarette as well. Is a trademark cigarette. And issue 3 is already done, correct?
Yeah, issue 3 is printed out.
So man, that's been kind of your trademark, right? You get the comic done, and it's ready to ship as soon as the campaign is over. What's been kind of some of your reasoning for that?
One, I never want to have to rush an artist because that's going to strain the relationship. It's going to put a lot of pressure. That's one. Two, it's going to put a lot of pressure on me. If I'm waiting, like I want to fulfill, but I'm waiting for stuff to get shipped to me and stuff like that. I didn't want to deal with that. 3, I think it's great to show people that the product exists. Like that's one of the things about Kickstarter is like, am I going to get my stuff? And I think with me is when you show them it's printed out, I think that really establishes like, okay, this is going to come out for. I like to have them the comics ready for the cons. Yeah. So the sooner I get it printed out, the more I can make money on it, essentially. And it gets tight sometimes. Like I have less money in my bank account than I've had in years because I'm paying for these series in advance. But when con season comes around, pockets gonna recuperate. You know what I'm saying? When it's time to fulfill. When it's time for fulfill and people are getting their comic books earlier than expected, that's always a great feeling. So I think it's worth it in that regard. Well,
there's been, several books that, fulfill and don't ship. So, you're working against that too, right? A couple bad apples like ruins the whole barrel. So, there's already that stigma about books. And I think it is an awesome sell to have them out there. Notice you've been killing it at the cons too, man. Like, congratulations on that as well. Just like out there, just like doing the damn thing,
I think people are surprised. Like when you see somebody at a con, it's like, damn, this is real. You know what I'm saying? I think it was just something. It's a foregone conclusion for me because that's where you're gonna make a lot of your money. You know what I'm saying? Like that and Kickstarter. But yeah, that's where I do. And in my hometown, or excuse me, where I'm living at now, there's like 4 or 5 annual cons, really 6. Like that are within like 3-hour driving distance.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome. That's awesome, man.
2 of them that are like 20-minute drives, 25-minute drives. There's like, yeah, and then there's one in Richmond, there's one in Fairfax, and then like, so I'm in like the Hampton Roads area, so I'm like mid East Coast, and so the East Coast cons I just go all over those, so I'm in a really good position for that.
Oh, that is awesome. So right here are some of the tiers that you can back right now, and guys, we'll be dropping this link right in the comments. It's New Comic Book Day. Be sure to treat yourself to a copy of Decay issue 3, but if you can't back, as always, just simply sharing it on Facebook and Twitter. 100% free, and word of mouth is, crucial. Getting as many eyes on this as possible is what we're trying to do today. So you have the digital PDF at $5, the catch-up for $9. So that's like an outstanding price. That's 3 comics. How many pages would you say?
Just motherfucker put me on the spot. 24 plus 24 is
48.
48 plus.
And then 72.
So 70, 76.
76.
Plus, the covers and the interior page. I mean, you're talking about like 90 pages?
So, I mean, for $9, that is outstanding. And then all the physical rewards will include reward tiers from previous tier as well. So we get the physical at 12. We have the variant with the crow on the cover at 15. And then you can get the standard and the variant for 25. And then another outstanding tier, the catch-up tier for 30. So, oh man, that is awesome. 3 physical. Yeah, dude, hell yeah. Get it signed for 35. Stickers and signed for 45, and then we have the print as well. So this is going to be the cover for issue 2, and then the retro cover for issue 1. And then the necklace too. So I love you actually offer the necklace as well as a physical item.
Yeah.
So who are you having make that? Is it someone that you found?
My boy makes those.
That's awesome, dude. Hell yeah. And then you can get 2 signed and a necklace reward for 80. We have previous and drawn Decay for 150. So give us a little bit about that tier.
You get drawn in 2 sign. Which one was it?
The 150.
Oh yeah, you just get like a commission, like you get like drawn like in the style, and then the 250 you get drawn into the comic book.
Okay, is that going to be for issue 3 or issue 4? Or it'd be issue 4. Yeah, issue 3's already done. Sorry. And then drawn into issue 4, or previous and drawn into issue 4 for 300 as well. So here are some of the add-ons as well. Awesome covers, man. Awesome covers. I love the Day of the Dead, the Lane Lloyd cover. Of course, the water cover as well. That I love this too because this was from the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, right? Like tying into their parents.
Yes, their parents passed in Hurricane Katrina. So it's and it's got the head. It's got like that floating head motif as well. And then
we have some of the, go ahead.
No, I have a 4th cover. I have a 4th cover that I worked on with DNS, and I'm trying to think like, how can I show this?
So I love this too. This has it looks like foreshadowing from the issues, like this from issue 2 right here, where he's throwing the Molotov. Yeah,
that's issue 2. Basically the story of basically the story of the first 2 issues.
That is so cool.
And it's got the necklace on that bitch.
No, this is such a cool cover, man.
Thank you. I feel like that's good. Like, I came up with this idea. This one was more me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It feels different when your idea comes to life like that too, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's check out some of the stretch goals as well. At 4,500, we have a wallpaper. At 5,000, we have the indie comic bundle. So give us a little bit about what to expect with who's involved with this.
I gotta put a tweet out. I didn't think I was gonna get 5,000. I didn't even put this together yet. Like I got unbacked so many damn times. I didn't think I would hit it. So Decay is gonna be in that bitch. Like Anthony Stokes is gonna be in that bitch. It's gonna be some comics in there. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. And then issue 4 preview at 5,500 as well. So man, that is so cool. How much of issue 4 would you say you have completed already?
60%.
Let's go, dude. Let's go.
60% done, and then
And then we have the creative team. So go ahead, feel free to shout out the rest of the team.
That's Smart. That's the artist. You know what I'm saying? My boy SK, who's like one of my mentors. You know what I'm saying? So shouts out to him. He's a huge help. Does great work. Looks out all the time. Does the edits. He's great.
Oh, that is awesome. So that is Decay issue 3 Kickstarter in its entirety. Yeah. Let's go ahead and switch back to the main screen. So after going through that, what would you like to say to anyone who might be on the fence about backing?
Why you on the fence, bro? Just back my shit. Yo, I'm down bad. I need it. Like,
Make my man happy. Do it today.
put a smile on my face, please. You know what I'm saying? Like, please. No, I mean it's a great book. You know it exists. Like it's printed out. You know, and it's a phenomenal project, and we're gonna keep it going.
No, that is awesome. Speaking of phenomenal projects, though, you have a little something up your sleeve too, coming out soon as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, absolutely. It's called Intrusive Thoughts. It's my second comic book series. Who the guy DNS, who did your favorite covers, we're working with that, and essentially, I'm really excited about it because it's kind of like an accumulation of everything I've learned while making comic books for this past 2 years. So it's a very good representation of where I'm at, like skill wise and storytelling wise.
Well, that is so cool, and I mean, it is such an awesome experience as well. Does it tie into Decay's universe at all, or is it its own separate thing?
No, it's its own separate thing. I don't really do the whole shared universe thing.
The Decay multiverse.
I mean, I have 2 spinoffs for Decay, but like it's very like it's the whole shared thing is. I mean, that's cool, but that's just not my style.
Yeah.
I gotta have a really good story reason for this. Is like Decay is so much more like literal and so much more visceral, and Intrusive Thoughts is more like, I don't want to say philosophical is probably overselling it, but it's more like introspective, it's more, you know what I'm saying, more cerebral, I would say. So it's a completely separate thing, you know what I'm saying? Like,
how's it feel to kind of like flex your muscles in a different like genre?
It's hard. No, it's still.
Oh well, I mean, you know what I mean, in a different story setting, I guess.
No, it's great. No, it's great because a lot of the critiques that I get for Decay, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I fixed a lot of these, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's a good feeling. To see the progress is the best feeling, you know what I'm saying? To be like this, that, and then I mean, it's funny story. So basically I sent Decay out to publishers, and then none of them wanted. I think I got one publisher that were in talks, you know what I'm saying? Nothing locked in, but they were the only one that showed any real interest. And then so I made Intrusive Thoughts to be like, all right, I'm gonna make something that like is more to the speed of what a publisher would want. So I was really in a very specific mood when I made that, and I feel like I executed it like really well. Me and DNS worked together.
Let's go. They
didn't want to publish it either. They didn't want to publish Intrusive Thoughts either. But you know what? I made a good comic. Like that's my perspective. Like I made a good comic. That's what's up. And then let me send you a tweet so you can take a look at the some of the imagery. Did you want to like scroll through? You probably don't have the PDF on hand. I just sent it to you.
Okay. Right.
And then and I'm working on a sequel to Intrusive Thoughts right now. I'm really excited. I just love storytelling. Like and what's cool about a sequel is that you can kind of take the elements and then kind of do something new. You know what I'm saying? You can evolve the story. That's my favorite part of it.
So right here we have the cover, and an interesting cover as well. So this is part of the snow globe.
It's a snow globe, yeah.
So what's the? Do you want to talk about that, or is that kind of something you want to keep
about the snow globe?
Yeah.
I'll say I'll keep it quiet because I'd be spoiling something. I'm not even the snow globe is just, it's a motif, you know what I'm saying? It's a metaphor. I'm not gonna say
I love the special thanks to Comic Book Grandpa.
Yeah, shouts out to Richard and Alex as well, who did a lot of Richard did, I'd say, passive editing. I would send him a picture. He'd be like, yeah, good, or and then I would kind of get his thoughts and we'd go from there. Like, and
so how far do you want me to scroll? Like,
give me scroll that bitch. Scroll through, show them song. Gorgeous.
Yeah, dude. This is so. What's going on here? You know, it looks like some stress. Yeah.
So the first page, the first page is kind of just like you go into the snow globe that kind of changes the, like, I don't know, makes it more, it gives it a vibe, and then. This is my favorite part. So
this was the part that really blew my mind too.
Yeah. Because I didn't know we would be able to get it done. So essentially, I hate traditional narration. Like, let me relax. I think because yeah, no, I need to that's too much. I think people add narration to stories, and what I would want people to consider is, do I need narration?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times I feel like people put in put in narration because they feel like it's something that is done. It's a comic book, so we have to put narration. That's what it feels like sometimes. This did not need narration, but I was like, I want to communicate some ideas, but I don't want narration. So I thought, what if the kid's kind of like, it's about loneliness. So the kid's like, he would draw. So I was like, okay, cool. He's going to be, if you scroll down like 3 pages. Scroll down. So he's talking to his therapist and he has a sketchbook. So he's basically drawing and talking to his therapist. So go back up. So like for me, I was like, okay, he can draw and this will communicate the ideas visually. So it'll be show and tell. It'll change the style because I was really impressed by DNS because it's like, it's a less refined style. Like it's mimicking a child. And I think it has a great texture. I think it looks fantastic.
I love it, man. It's such a unique way to go about doing it as well.
Yeah, I'm always trying to figure out how to communicate ideas the best, and I definitely feel like we've done this, and it's communicated in a way that's visually interesting, and it also like it just explains a lot. And then,
is there any meaning behind A35?
No, that's just like a sketchbook.
Oh, you're good. Yeah. You're good. I always try to like look and be like, because you never know. There might be some Easter egg in there.
You never know. So like I was really happy to get that exposition out in a way that's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably my favorite part of the book, to be honest. Like,
dude, holy crap.
And for DNS to execute that style, I appreciate it so much. Like this is not. I think you could as an artist be like, damn, like he takes pride, or he is willing to take challenges on the chin. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it looks, you can see right here too, the paper is detailed, so it looks like it's actually like wrinkled and bubbled up right here.
Yeah,
like that's exactly. Killed it, man. He killed it. And thank you for giving us a sneak peek at this, like on the show. This was such an awesome experience, man.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
Holy crap, that is gorgeous. Let's go ahead and wrap things up on a strong note, though. So for anyone that is watching and maybe they're having trouble breaking out of their element, getting into a different mindset for taking on a different project, what type of advice would you offer them to help them kind of break from their routine
of trying something new?
Mm-hmm.
I think consuming media is so important. And I think what I love about this generation of storytellers is that we're taking what's happening previously, and we're taking influences and we're making new stuff with it. If you look at Fujimoto, who does Chainsaw Man, he loves Tarantino movies, he loves Coen Brothers, and he's taking these influences and made something that sits perfectly between something like that and like in a shonen. You know what I'm saying? He's bringing those Western elements to Eastern. There's a bunch of creators that are just bringing in different elements together. So I would just say consume a bunch of media and then figure out what kind of story you want to tell and then execute.
No, that is awesome. Stokes, thank you for swinging by, not only breaking down Decay issue 1, 2, and 3, but giving us a nice little sneak peek at Intrusive Thoughts. Yeah. It's been such an awesome chat, man. Everyone, it is New Comic Book Day. Be sure to check out Decay issue 3. If you can't simply retweet it, put it out there. Let your friends check it out.
You can back it though.
Yeah, back it.
You can back it. Come on, bro.
Back it. We got to help my boy Stokes get happy. With that being said, guys, I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. But most importantly, guys, keep it geekly. All right, let me go ahead.